Yo!
Hey.
I love how we start out every episode with a yo and a hey and just startle whoever's listening to the audio only version of this.
I know, right?
Just
Holy
terrify the
shit!
crap out of them. What's going on, man? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, man.
So welcome everybody to Failure Made Monsters. We are back after a mini hiatus. We'll dig into that in a second. Explain what that was about. We got news to catch up on. Some unfortunate, some good. Let's just dig into it. And I think before we do, we cue the music.
Yeah, let's cue the music.
Represent the lobby, not the people. 4 years in a sequel. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the full, not the hungry. The Nasdaq, not the country. The bottom line is the bottom line. They represent the greedy, not the needy and seedy backroom dealings. The bottom line is the bottom line.
Billions and billions and other things.
I can
and
still
stuff.
go with some gusto.
Yeah, we can do it. Anyway, welcome to Failure Made Monsters, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching on Facebook, please head over to YouTube, find Mainstream Misfits to watch the rest of this live stream, or follow us into the Misfit or Dane the Great on Twitch. You can also go to FailureMadeMonsters.com to find those links, and audio-only versions of this podcast will be available during the week. I'll place the podcast to listen to. Anyway, so we're going to dig into a bit. I think the first thing real quick for anybody, I got some messages from regular viewers and all over the last few weeks. People were asking, what happened, why we didn't come back all of a sudden with the show. So it's been about a month. And the short version is, unfortunately, my wife, who we've seen on the show a few times here, inexplicably ended up contracting coronavirus. She had COVID. So fortunately, she is better now. Yeah. So my tiny little British warrior fought it off. But she was pretty sick there for a little bit. Not too bad. We've quite fortunately didn't get too bad. So so it was a thing. So I was looking after her, and I had to stay isolated from her. My office is in the middle of our apartment. She was up in the bedroom. I was downstairs. So I wasn't up here. So I wasn't spending any time in this area at all, except for to bring her food.
Did you disinfect it all?
Constantly, everything, always.
Yeah,
And I air cleaning machines going, and I was up with goggles and gloves and masks and the whole fucking thing. So, so wifey was sick, but she's better now, which is great. And we both got our first vaccine shots too. So she's recovering. I'm good to go. That was it. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Thank you guys for messaging and checking in and seeing what was going on. We really appreciate it.
I was shook. I'm not gonna lie when you said it, because obviously I had it. So I thought when you said it, I was like, so they both got it? Like, I was like, damn, that's.
I have no idea how I did.
Yeah, no, that's
fucking
lucky you, bro, because you don't. And now that you got the vaccine too, here's what I will say: if you manage to get through this whole fucking ordeal and just you never get it because obviously now you got the vaccine and shit,
that's the plan.
Fuck you for that, sir.
Hey, to be fair, I have stayed in for like a year plus now.
Yeah,
like, I don't go fucking anywhere. I've seen you a couple times.
You are quite pale.
Shit. I am. It's fucking bad. It's fucking bad.
I mean,
I got lazy.
White people got a white, bro.
Shit too. I'm just super. Hey.
Italian,
and Puerto Rican. There you
Puerto Rican. Got it. My bad.
Still though, no man. I get light skinned.
Light skinned.
Super ghosty. But so she was better. When she told me, because we'd taken a quick walk. That was literally all we do is we walk around town occasionally. We get packages downstairs. That's it. And then she gets an email back because we were sending in tests every week, mail-ins, and she goes, "I'm positive." I was like, "What?" So we isolated right away.
So you got the results before she felt the symptoms.
So she had some loose ones, and I kept saying like, "Babe, you might." Like, let's be careful. So we rushed sending it out. You get like a little headache and that kind of thing.
Maybe tonight we should skip it.
Don't touch my PB right now, please.
It's okay.
I don't want to get.
Let's wait till you're better.
Yeah. So it was a thing, man. And she said it, I think both of our fucking like hearts ended up in our asses. It was a thing. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. So, but anyway, she's good now. She's feeling a lot better, and I managed to somehow go the whole thing without catching it the few weeks.
Yeah.
I was sending in tests like crazy. So far anyway, I mean, when we got vaccinated, we were around a bunch of people and shit. That's the first time I've been around a group that big in a while. So I'd be that asshole who goes and gets vaccinated and catches it there. That would be 1,000% shit.
P.S.
My friend's father, that just happened to him actually.
I do want to mention this just for anybody that's watching. We haven't done this in a while, so some of my equipment is a little rusty. So if you see my shit blank out for a second, that's why. Just go with it. I'll be back.
It's entirely possible.
Just bracing you for it.
Yeah. Fair enough. But anyway, that's it. So the other news, other unfortunate news before we get into some more positive stuff and some funnier shit. And by the way, there's no guest tonight. It's just us. We just wanted to talk to you guys, catch up, hit us up in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. But so obviously, Dane is someone very close to you, and the gentleman on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, a fucking absolute legend. Mr. Earl Simmons, Dark Man X, DMX, passed away this morning. So that's super shitty.
Yeah, man. I can't lie. It's like it's been a crazy day. The main reason is because as a kid, I think I mentioned it actually a couple of times on the show when we were talking about like our influences and shit. But like when I was younger, like it was DMX and it was Pac. And then Pac died, and it was basically just like to the point where I dressed up as DMX for Halloween. Like if I was with my friends, I was the guy that if a song came on, every single bar, every single lyric, I was like screaming, yelling it. And so the first thing that happened today was all the text messages started coming in. Like my mom, fucking like my friends, everybody was like, "Yo, the first thing I thought of was you. Are you okay?" Da, da, da. And I mean, look, I met him a couple of times, just, real brief. We weren't friends, but like the man definitely had a profound impact on everything from me as a man to like my music to like cause he's been an addict for a while. So
yeah.
So you saw like kind of the decline from the peak of what Rough Riders and all that shit. It was tough to watch because you knew like it was Jay-Z and DMX neck and neck. The lore goes way back. Like they both popped after a battle fucking at the tunnel in New York, and like fucking so it was always like this who's better kind of thing, and you just knew after. I remember when I think it was a Hard Knock Life tour, and X came out, and it was one of those things when they did that song together, you were like, X is better. X is gonna take it. Like he's just, and to see Jay-Z be this, moral,
like,
you know what I'm saying,
monolithic,
and him just like it was tough, and I definitely distanced myself from that. But so when people would hear my shit, they'd be like, "Yo, you sound like DMX." I'm like, "No, I don't sound like me." But no bullshit. If you listen to enough of my music, if you've heard enough of my music, it's all in it. Like
I can't even pretend that I haven't. I don't have the same thing. Listen, I obviously started. You listen to the back catalog and shit again today. I was listening to like It's Dark as Hell and Hell is Hot, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh shit, I definitely stole some shit straight off this record on multiple tracks.
Yeah.
That was my first rap record. Like I went from like straight up, Green Day and Offspring, Smash, and Bush to do like right into It's Dark and Hell. And I think Marilyn Manson into It's Dark and Hell is Hot. And then on the next record, Manson was on it on the Omen.
Yeah, the Omen. Like, Damien Omen. Yeah,
this dude.
Yeah, and
Damien,
it was
dude. Damien was fucking that shit.
Damien was okay. So here's the deal.
Like,
so
Eminem or anything that was like straight. Just crazy.
Same as you when I like today I've been all day on it, you know what I mean, going through the catalog. And I didn't, because I was young, you know what I'm saying, I didn't really catch the nuance and the depth of what he was doing when he was doing it. But like Damien, like that whole that didn't exist, that talking to yourself, the good conscience, bad conscience, that whole like structure didn't exist in like Eminem did it later
of it anyway.
Right. I'd never heard anybody really do that. Like and I mean I've heard pretty much, but then it became almost a staple. Like everybody's got a fucking T.I. versus T.I.P., fucking G-Eazy versus Gerald, fucking I could go on and on. That shit didn't
straight up like right afterwards too. You had Guilty Conscience with
Guilty Conscience.
That was like the first big one other than Damien. I feel like
right.
Pull out that concept. That I'm aware of anyway. And I'm sure someone else did it, but
there I will say this. There's so it was amazing to kind of, because I hadn't listened to it like that in depth in a long time, and there's one song There's one song that I didn't listen to, and it's not because I don't love it, but
Second record.
yeah. So it was it's Flesh of My Flesh. All right. I mean, I don't know if I've spoken about this on this show, but I will speak about it now. So there was a time in my life. I've had a tumultuous upbringing. My life has not fucking been easy, and there were times where it was really dark. You know, I was getting abused, fighting a lot, getting arrested a lot, and all this fucking shit. You know, doing a lot of bad things. And you know, nobody's perfect. There was a time when I was trying to kill myself. And I was young, you know what I mean? Like you got scars and you don't see the next day. All you see is pain. All you see is all of the pain that you are constantly going through. And so that was it. I was like, fuck, it's never going to get better. And I swear I was in my room. My mom's in the next fucking room, which is real fucked up if I think about it. And I don't know if I put the CD. So this was, you know, it was a CD changer, and I don't think I pressed play or whatever, but Slippin' comes on, and you know how that shit starts with like those horns, and I know, you know, I was a huge fan, so I knew it as soon as it hit, and I mean such a great song, and I mean right in the process, right in it, not fucking just before, not a minute later, not sitting here thinking, no, I was in the middle of some shit, and that song came on, and I was like, and I just stopped, and I was like, fuck, if he can get through it, I can get through it. And if he can do that, then I can do that. And like everything from that moment in my life changed. Like I started to look at things as, instead of, you know, obstacles that I couldn't get past, obstacles that just were in my way, and all I had to do was just like figure out a way to, like, you know, push through them. And I swear I made up my mind. I was like, someday, like, even if I'm never fucking stupid, crazy, fucking top tier level, fucking all kinds of bread and all this shit, I'm like, I want to touch somebody that way. I know that it's important because something you might have made might hit somebody's fucking ears at one of the lowest points in their life, and it could save their fucking life. And if you ever wonder why I do what I do, that's what it is. And
now I have more than one reason to be grateful for that album, then, don't I?
Yeah, man.
It's a real fucking shame to not have you around, man.
I know. Hey,
Genuinely.
Hey, and for the record, anybody out there struggling, anybody out there suffering, like everybody, you know, a lot of people go through it. You're not by yourself. Find some help. It's not, you know, everybody doesn't get the fucking song to come on serendipitously, you know what I mean? So, you know, find some help, get some counseling. It's fine.
If you're really struggling, definitely don't listen to this show at all. We'll push you clean off the edge.
Right. What's gonna happen?
But
you know what? You know what else? I will say this too. Right after that happened, like not right after, but I went to the show with him and Jay-Z, and so I'm wearing my little DMX chain, but I used to have a full no bullshit choke chain that I used to wear. One of the best memories of my fucking childhood, right? Little tot. I'm at this show, and it's nothing but like just it's some hard ass niggas at this fucking show. And my homie, like, it's a bunch of me and my friends. My friend looks at me, he's like, "You want to get to the front?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to get to the front." He's like, "Fuck it, follow me." And he's like a big dude. Keith, shout out Keith. I fucking love you, Keith. Thank you for this. But so he's like, starts charging through the fucking crowd. We get to the very fucking front, and like yes, during DMX's show, right? And somebody hands him like a joint or something like that, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody handed him something, he took it, I'm gonna hand him something too. So I take my chain off, and I hand him my chain, and I'm like, maybe he grabs it, maybe, and I'm like at the guardrail.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? People just mashing me, and I hand him my chain, and he reaches down and grabs my fucking chain out of my hand, and he holds it, makes a big show of it and everything, holds it up. He's like, you see this? It's like, I swear, okay, this is verbatim, I remember. You see this? This is dog love. Y'all give it to me, I give it right back. And then
Dude, can we just acknowledge? Can we just acknowledge the impression?
Yo, I could, it's there. I could definitely do it when I need to do it.
That was
and he throws it in, and I look back at my home. He's like, "Oh shit!" and I'm pretty sure it got recorded because I've seen the footage of it. Like I didn't see me, but you could see him do that. Nobody else, obviously. There's only one time.
Anybody out there who's listening to this or watching this, if you can find footage of that, where was it? Chicago?
Yeah, Chicago.
You remember
Hard Knock Life Tour. I mean, there's got to be. It was.
If anybody can find footage of that date,
I forget where it was. I think United Center or something like that.
I would love to see that shit. We played it on a show, man. That'd be amazing.
And changed my shit up. And then he jumped off the stage. And he's walking like past the guardrail, and like gives me a fucking hug. And like that was also the moment when I realized I'm like, shit, we're the same height. Oh shit, he's a normal person, but he's not. It was a real like, man, it was a real cool moment. Like you
that's fucking awesome.
To meet your fucking heroes.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That's one of those things, man, too, because that can go one of two ways, obviously. For someone that important to you, you can meet them and you're like, fuck, you're not at all what I was hoping you would be.
Right.
Yeah, that's it, and it really was it really was like a whole moment. I feel like when he first came out, because he dropped both of those fucking 2 records in like the same year.
It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. Flesh My Flesh was the same year, and they both went platinum.
And it was he took over.
He did 5 records in a row platinum as soon as they came out.
It was just insane.
And he has 15 kids.
I did not know that.
There was Dawn, LaShawn, Brenda,
Laquan,
about 3 Kims. No, but
then he goes LaToya and Tina.
Yo, you know what's fucked up? He says
Karen, Vicky.
He says my grandmother's name, and that always fucked with me. Like Logan, he said Juanita, Inez, and Felicia. Like I was like, damn, why you say Juanita? Like that's my grandma. Fuck. Anyway, but yeah,
kids. That's right.
He lived a fucking life. He lived a life.
No one can fucking argue that. I just you saw that clip Pete Carter posted. That interview he did in February.
Oh yeah, I did. Where he's like, I could drop dead right now. Shout out Pete Carter, by the way. Yo, I just saw like, look at that. Now I'm reverting back to my DMX impression. You know what I mean? Duh, listen. No, no, like I just saw all those posts that he put up, and that shit, like he caught some good shit. I was like, fuck,
dude. And it was like spots. I'm into timing too, because that's like literally what, a month ago, 2 months ago. He said that?
It was
I could drop dead tomorrow.
It was recent because he just signed back on with Def Jam.
He seemed like he was just about to start the.
He has a record done, dude. He has a record done. He had a video shot. I just watched that. You know, it's hard to see it because he's not X like X used to be, but he was still he was still on, like he was making shit. You know what I mean? So I don't think he was about to give up by any means.
That's the thing with like aggressive music. Like any kind, I don't care the genre. You have aggressive music. There is definitely like, as opposed to like someone like Jay-Z who just sort of fit right in. He didn't have, like it still feels like Jay the whole way through. The only thing that changes is like his haircut. You know what I mean?
Well, he
like kinda, a little bit, but like it's not as dramatic as like the hard like fucking.
So if you remember
like metal singers and shit too.
But if you remember Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z and Platinum Album Jay-Z, he shifted a lot, but he was able to because he was never that fucking in the trenches. Like D had his main bag was like, fuck you, nigga, I'll rape your bitch in front of you. Da, 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 you know what I mean? You can't, if you shift from that, you can't just go back to like, oh, look at my furs and my minks. He wasn't, his character wouldn't have allowed it.
His whole thing was so aggressive, top to bottom, that like, it's the same thing with, and as I was trying to say before, like when like metal singers and shit, kind of to me the same way. Like once you get like you're an older, a little grayer, a little slower, and stuff, but you're still up there doing the thing. Like it's you can some guys still pull it off like incredibly well. You know what I mean? But there's still this thing about it that just doesn't. It doesn't that whole style doesn't lend itself well to
it doesn't age. But I mean,
but it's still fucking dope though.
To his fucking credit, he he wasn't gonna soften. Like he was
No,
like, fuck it.
no, and
Then
he
you're gonna get fucking gritty shit at the age of 50. Do something. Like
that's like Eminem's been doing the same shit. He just
Yeah.
decided to just keep being exactly who the
Yeah.
fuck he's always
because it's
been.
like
No
that's who
changes.
yeah, and I mean that's what made you great. That's what you do.
I'm fucking all here for it, dude. Like that was one of my favorite things about X. Like when I first discovered him, when he first came out, really, is that he was just so unapologetic.
Oh fuck,
Like,
bro,
Dude, like he just straight up just like shut the fuck up. And I swear, and the other thing too, at that age too, someone just fucking cursing that much constantly to me, I was like, this is amazing.
here's what I'm gonna tell you to do, right? Go to if anybody listening, right? Look for go to 1 minute and 56 in, or just listen to the whole song. X is coming on It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Listen to that. Listen to the verse that he does on that fucking song. Do it. Fuck it. Do it now. Shit. It doesn't fucking matter. But
we'll get DMCA'd if I
no, don't play it. Don't
saying I
play
can't.
it. Yeah, but definitely get you in your off time. Go to It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Go to X is Coming and just listen to what he says in that fucking song. X was a different type of nigga. He just did not. He cared, but not the way you think he was supposed to care. That's the best way I can kind of put it.
He was unapologetic about who he was, and
sorry, I thought.
I've been trying real hard not to even try doing any of this shit in the battle. You were doing something before, and I was like ready to start barking and shit. I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah, I don't want to start
immediately.
So anybody, I don't know, like whoever sees us later, that was the other thing I used to do. So when I was in high school in Chicago, I used to bark incessantly, and my bark was like it was loud. And I'd be at the party before in the morning, and you just hear me barking over off in the there's video of it. There's video of me like doing it. It was my whole like fucking thing, man. Like the myth, the legend. Fuck,
dude. He was
anyway.
Yeah, I'm yeah. I got nothing. I got nothing to say. I'm sitting there thinking like I'm trying to think of songs. Like, what jumps out to me, and I'm like, I keep going through so many fucking songs because he just had such a catalog.
I'll say one
Stop
of
talking shit.
when he did what was it?
Talking to myself.
It was not What These Bitches Want From Me. It was the other one. It was the one before that. It was the one where
with who?
All I want is you. All I want. That's like the little hook. Fuck. Yeah, it's on tip of my brain. Anyway,
the other one, dude. And I don't care what anyone says. That is the only song that made Cisco as cool as he was there.
Oh shit, he made a lot of people. He made Aaliyah cool. He made a lot. He blessed a lot of motherfuckers with like just his features were different. Like your song was gonna blow if you had a feature.
And he had no problem bringing on like he would do. What was that fucking? What's the one song? It doesn't like it just doesn't.
What type of game is being played? How's it going down? It's on until it's gone, and I got to know now. Is you with me or what? Think I'm trying to get me a nut just because honeys want to give me the butt. What? That was my shit.
Impression is solid, dude.
Yeah, bro. It was for years, decades. That was on that.
What's when I'm nothing?
Is that Flesh of My Flesh? When I'm nothing?
No, it was later. And now
Great
I
Depression?
can't remember the hook, but I remember.
Coming?
Hang on.
Look at me. X is coming. Whole catalog.
The one with hang on. I was literally just listening to him on Spotify, and I think it's around here. I can't.
Oh, don't get us. Don't get us.
Hang on. I got it.
Snatched.
I'm crazy about your style with Stephanie Mills.
Yeah, Stephanie Mills.
And I remember listening to that. I remember like when that came out too, and I'm like, nobody could do that voice over this instrumental and still sound like
and still be
like it would be corny as shit. And he's
that's one of the things he would always say. He's like they just give me the beat. I don't give a fuck. They give me the beat, and I just do my thing. I don't care. I'm like, and I'm telling you, like, go. I challenge you. Go listen to my shit. Go listen to it. And go ahead.
Anita goes, okay, DMX ain't got any transferred his soul into Dane. I'm convinced. Also, by the way, you were telling a really serious, like, story a moment ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if I hope the video didn't catch it, but I almost started laughing in the middle because I glanced over at the comment section. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't even fucking smile right now. Like Dane's pouring his soul out. But I noticed Anita goes, I just noticed the girl in your background. And I looked over and I see Allie just chilling. I'm like, oh, that's right. No
So,
one has
hey,
a fucking
yeah,
clue why she's there.
So I've been, and just a brief reprieve from the reminiscence. Yeah, I've been, all spastic today, up and down and whatever, and comes in waves. And Allie was actually in town, and she's like,
Alley Cat?
Alley Cat is in town, and she recently moved. I haven't seen her in a little bit, and she stopped by, and
Hi, Allie.
Say hi, Allie. Say hi to the people. Here. So now you can hear Santino too.
Hello.
What up, Al?
Oh, hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
It's Allie.
Welcome back to LA. I heard you moved.
Yes, I moved to Las Vegas.
How do you like it out there?
It's good so far.
I dig it. It's nice, right? Plus, it's so much fucking cheaper to live out there than it is here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go visit her.
Yeah, I have a 5-bedroom house for the price of my 1-bedroom apartment. In
That's the
Irvine.
fuck I'm saying. It's
Slight flex.
insane. Slight.
Subtle brag. Humble brag.
That was me before talking about my wife being sick. I'm like, yeah, she was upstairs and I had to go downstairs. That's it. That's all I got. Hi, Al.
Wait, you did an interview yesterday, right? Just wanted to,
Me?
yeah, just wanted to plug it.
Yes.
Where's it at?
Yes.
Who's
It's
it
on
with?
YouTube.
Who's it with? And what'd you guys talk about? Like your
He-
job?
Yes.
Plug,
Hey, you guys
plug,
want to know what her
plug.
job is? Wait, you know what her job is. If you watch the show, you know exactly what Alley Cat does.
I'll give you one guess.
Plug it, Al. Plug it. I got nothing. I have no idea. John
Plug it.
Claude Van Damme. That's my guess.
Plug away. Who was it? Who did the interview?
No
No way! Don't ever do that to us. Don't you ever do that to us. I don't know. Don't look at me like I fucking know. I tried to watch it, but I didn't see it. But it is on YouTube.
It's on
Go
YouTube.
to Alley. What's your IG? Alley Cat.
The Alley Cat.
The Alley
13.
The Alley Cat ALLEYKAT
Yes.
13.
Yes.
And I'm sure you can fucking find a link to it or something like that on it.
Fantastic. Oh, well, hey, enjoy Vegas and your new home.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay.
All
right.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Aw. Love you, Alley. You can hang out if you want or whatever.
Word. Anyway,
Anyway.
yeah. So, all right. fuck
So,
it,
yeah,
now that we
Allie
got
stopped
all
by.
that out of the way.
Yeah.
I want to do. I said I wasn't gonna drink, but
Please.
one for D.
One for D.
Salud.
Bye, sweetie. I love you. Hit me up.
Anywho, everybody, thank you so much
For
for
being
jumping
here.
in and for dealing with our little laps here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not you. I meant the actual weeks we took off.
Ah, gotcha.
You're allowed
Yeah.
to talk about more. This whole. I said it earlier. The show is basically just you and I talking to each other,
Yeah.
and occasionally we bring in somebody to talk with us.
Yeah.
But people are like, "What's the show
People stop
about?"
by.
I'm like, "Nothing. It's just two friends having a conversation, and sometimes we talk to somebody else."
Basically.
Speaking of one of those other people, on top of Alley Cat, we had Miss Erin Warner in here. Shout out to Erin.
Shout out,
thank you
Erin.
so much. She was one of our guests when we were talking about
Oh, that's right.
stonks and Dogecoin and all that shit. Which, by the way, if you're into crypto, shoot me a message anytime. I am still grossly obsessed with it. So I was going to say, unfederal reserve, not financial advice. Anyway, so the news, ladies and gentlemen, the news. Let's get into it. There has been no shortage of shit going on since we left you.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think one of the let's start with the more obvious shit. It seems like coronavirus and whatnot numbers are fluctuating here and there, but the vaccine rollout is going gangbusters. Although I did just hear J&J, there might be a delay in some of the rollout there because of some issue at a plant on the East Coast there. Yeah, so I had a few people ask me, and I might as well just answer it here. I got the vaccine, the Pfizer one, as I said earlier on the show, and people were wondering what the side effects were like, and because I know a lot of people were worried about it. Getting, and that's look, rightfully so. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, "No, you're an idiot. Like, go get vaccinated." I mean, I'm gonna say that, but I'm also not, because I get it. Like, you don't want to just throw foreign shit in your body without knowing nothing about it. That's not smart. Just being blindly loyal is not intelligent. So, do your own research, look into it. But there's plenty of information and data out there that supports the efficacy of vaccines. The efficacy of this vaccine is so far ridiculously high, especially the mRNA vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer. My side effects, for anybody who was wondering, just me and my wife and I, we had a little bit of fatigue, light headaches, some arm pain. That was it. As I've said,
You said arm? Oh, arm pain.
Yeah, at the injection site.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
my arm like higher than this for a little while, but
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea.
no, none of that shit. I had a little bit of nausea one night. Don't know if it was related. It was might have been, but I mean, honestly, dude, for the most part, not that bad. I have had infinitely worse hangovers.
Yeah, I mean,
Infinitely worse, and I sure
I'm
as shit
sure
don't want
of
to
it.
catch the Rona. So, yeah, not that bad. And I'm sure the second one's gonna knock me in my ass a little bit. But as I've explained to some other people, you're statistically far more likely to contract coronavirus and then end up having some moderate to severe to fucking dying to long-term effects or some negative aspect that could be way worse than just a few days of being uncomfortable from the
Yeah.
vaccine. Never
Yeah.
mind any serious adverse reactions to it. Those are so few, far and in between. But like I said, do your own research, look into it. But that's been my experience so far, and most of the people I know haven't had any issues. Yeah, I mean, other than the same stuff, flu side effects, and that's just your immune system doing its thing, and that's why when you get a bacterial infection or a viral infection, it's your body raising the temperature. That's where the fever comes
Yeah.
from, the chills and that kind of thing. It's just trying to regulate and kill the foreign invaders and whatnot. So anyway, that's that news. You just don't want to catch this shit. You
Seriously.
don't. A lot of people, it's like 30%.
If you can help it.
Yeah, there's like 30% of people have long-term effects, long-term issues and symptoms and stuff from it. So be careful, wear a mask, get vaccinated. Let's get back to normal so Dana and I can play a motherfucking show here in LA and have all your smiling faces come out. And
I mean, it's looking a little bit better day by day.
a little bit better day by day, man. So
Yeah.
everyone's just got to be smart about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to look over into the chat real quick. I wanted to say thank you. We got Max out
Hey,
here.
Holly.
Santino's the man. Thank you very much. Hi, Holly.
What about me, Matt? Fuck you,
Thanks for
bro.
coming.
I'm just playing.
Hey, easy. Mariah mentioned something else we were going to get to in a second. As Stephen Colbert is calling it, Gatesgate with Matt Gates.
Nice. He was clever with that shit.
Yeah, he's great, dude. Thank you everybody for hopping in and sticking with us here. We got who else we got here? Anthony Corder, what's going on, man? Thank you for hopping in. Corinne, hello. Yeah, so if you have any questions about anything we're talking about too, please, drop them in the chat. But on to Gatesgate real quick before I jump
about
into
that.
more coronavirus shit. I saw something earlier. Who was it? I think it wasn't the Daily Mail or fucking the Daily Beast.
Mhm.
They actually ended up getting records of his transactions. Did you see that yet?
No.
Yes, it's pretty good. So for those of you who haven't been following or been
Evidence.
living under a rock, or you get your news solely from us for some reason,
Don't do that.
which is-
Don't do that.
it's crazy.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah, don't do that. But if you don't know, Representative Matt Gaetz down in the Panhandle in Florida is kind of caught up in this whole crazy scandal thing where apparently he was trafficking young women. Like, so they're charged. The allegation here is sex trafficking because he was using favors and money to travel with young girls for the intention of coitus. Apparently there was a trip to the Bahamas and somewhere else, I think, but this was all with his quote wingman Joel Greenberg, and he was, he went on Tucker Carlson and started dragging him into the mess. Tucker called it the weirdest interview he's ever done, which is hilarious because
He's done a lot of weird shit. And he's
it's just been a really strange unfolding of events. But it's not at all surprising because usually the guys who are, pointing the finger and saying you're this, like you're that, you're this is bad. They tend to be guilty of that themselves, whatever this or that ends up being. But yeah, so the Daily Beast found 2 late-night Venmo transactions from May 2018 where Representative Matt Gaetz sent his friend, the accused sex trafficker Joel Greenberg, $900. The next morning, over the course of 8 minutes, Greenberg used the same app to send 3 young women varying sums of money. In total, the transactions amounting to $900. And then it was for like...
That's cheap. That's light.
Yeah, and it was I forget what Gates labeled it, something test and then something else for the thing, but then fucking Greenberg called it school or some shit when he sent it to the girls. Some really deep level.
Looks like
fucking espionage.
Like they
level.
totally know how technology works.
Pretty
sneaky.
Pretty fucking, yeah, it's insane. And then on top of that too, is if like because he's so Gates went on TV and was saying that this is all part of some like extortion case against him. Someone was trying to extort him for money from, I think, the Department of Defense. And that might be true. So basically, what I think might have is you may have had somebody who was pursuing this case, because this has been going on for the last 6 months or a year or something. Who was pursuing this case and was like, "Look, I got a mountain of evidence. Either you pay me a shit ton of money, or I feed you to the wolves."
Yeah.
And then he went on air and was like, "Yeah, this is all part of that extortion case." And he didn't say he didn't do it. He just
right.
he just said I was being extorted for it. And it's like, well, do they have any credibility here? Like, is there evidence that they can actually hold against you? And it turns out that to kind of pile on top of this, him making himself look super guilty, he apparently towards the end of Trump's administration was asking for a blanketed pardon.
Wow.
Just sweeping,
just knowing what was coming
against anything that he might have done illegally. And it's like, dude, what the actual fuck? Innocent people don't need a blanketed pardon. You know what I mean? Like, clearly you did some shit. Now I'm wondering if there was something else he was referring to, you know?
I mean, probably. Shit, if you look, I feel like there's levels to this shit, right? You don't just get to fucking trafficking of minors. That's not your out of the gate fucking crime. You know what I'm saying? You do some shit along the way.
Agreed.
And I feel like that's probably why. Like, he's probably got a whole lot of skeletons in that closet.
Most definitely. And real quick in the chat here, Aria, what's going on? She says that it's almost like some Republicans are hypocritical trash and pedos. Yeah, some of them.
Sweeping generalization. Let's say some. Let's say some.
What's up, drinks, jokes, and storytelling? By the way, if you are a fan of comedy and awesome people, and our friend John Poveromo and the crew that he rolls with, please go out and on the Twitch and check out drinks
and RIP DMX. Thank you.
Yeah, when Poveromo was on here, he mentioned that they did that like basically comedy triathlon, and that was with those fellas over there. So shout out to them. Check them out. Go and support fucking anybody who's still managing to be funny in this crazy
seriously.
I'm just saying. So
support
anyway,
the shit out of them.
Yeah, right. So on to other news.
That shit's free a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, you know, you want to throw them a sub too. No one's gonna be upset about it. You want to throw us a sub too. No one's gonna be sad about it.
I'll take it. You got some sisters, some cousins.
Maybe like an Italian with some lettuce, oil, vinegar.
You know what I mean?
You know, a little gabagool.
You know what else? Randomly.
What's up?
I do not. You know why? Want to get into too much detail, but like it's weird because like I got a birthday coming up. I do have a birthday coming up, and I'm pretty vocal about it. So this is not news to anybody. If you follow me on any social media, you know my birthday's coming up, and I'm about to be lit. Anyway, but it's just weird that like, you know, it always sucks when somebody dies around a birthday, because like, fuck. But you know, ends and beginnings. It's
ends and beginnings, man. It's
whatever.
No, I mean it's shitty when any good recurring annual event is marred by tragedy.
Yeah, because now for every year moving forward, I get to remember this shit.
Yeah, I get that. My cousin who passed when I was 16, his birthday was 2 days after mine.
Oh, fuck.
So for a really long time, because I mean that's a while ago now. Shit, coming up 20 years in 2 years, which is insane, and I don't like thinking about it. But
doesn't even feel like that long though.
Sure fucking does.
Feels like last week.
Him clear as day, and we were just kids. I don't think I never felt like a kid when I was a kid though, and I know I don't feel like an adult as an adult. So whatever that is,
right? Exactly.
Same. Time works pretty strange. Again, shout to.
But I'm glad you're here, Santino.
Thanks, man. I'm glad.
And hey, you know, you got a vaccination now. You know,
I got half.
Your wife's vaccinated and stuff. I mean, if you guys want to come to my birthday, you guys can come to my birthday and just, you know,
fuck no. I ain't going nowhere until I'm fully vaxxed, motherfucker. But thank you for the invitation.
It's not until May.
Yeah, I can't. My second one's not till May 3rd.
Oh, fuck you.
Gotta space them out. If you were getting vaccinated, you'd know that, Dane.
I am. Next week I am. I want my first, but I'm gonna go either way.
Yeah, you've been running around licking flagpoles and shit for the last year.
If you want to call them flagpoles, we'll call them flagpoles.
Door handle?
Doorknobs?
Running around licking the inside of other people's mouths.
I have not laughed, like really laughed until this fucking show today.
Well, man, it's good. It's good to be back, isn't it? You and I, it's funny. We talk about like sometimes it can feel a little bit like a chore trying to get to this.
Yeah, this moment.
because of a prep or trying to book guests and just
Yeah.
going through the news
All of
and
the
learning
other-
just the extra
yeah.
work on top of the other shit you and I already do. But then
Yeah.
every time we sit down and start doing it, I'm like, this is
Feels
great.
better.
Yeah,
it feels
every single
better.
fucking time.
It's like a surprise reach around.
Yeah, exactly. Surprise reach. Hello.
Like, hey, thanks for that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't,
man.
have to do- but you
Fuck.
did. Took one for the team.
Oh damn, drinks, jokes, and story time. My uncle was born on 9/11.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
I had a
It's not a good
I
one.
knew somebody whose birthday was on fucking 9/11. That would suck.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, if he was born on duh. Why didn't I just put that together? I didn't put together, hey, well, if you were born on 9/11, your birthday's on 9/11.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Sorry.
go. I'm gonna leave now. All right,
It's
back to the
been a
news.
long day.
Let's
Artemis,
ruin
anyway.
let's ruin the mood and start talking about dark shit again.
Hey, man.
People who have been following the George Floyd case. Have you been keeping an eye on that?
I have been following that.
You see the doctor, the
I saw the doctor who fucking
in pulmonary
laced him.
critical
I
care
saw-
medicine.
I saw the fucking cops, the chief of fucking police that came out and laced him. And all I gotta say is, from everything that I've seen thus far, let him get off. Let him get a slap on the fucking wrist. I fucking dare you. Let him let that shit happen. Let it happen. Let it happen.
You see what happens. You thought motherfuckers thought June was bad.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't.
Mine too.
This is being recorded, and then all I'm gonna say is, it's plain as fucking day, and everybody fucking knows it. Do the right thing for once in your fucking lives.
Let's see what happens. I think it's going to go the right way. So for people who haven't been paying attention and have also lived under a rock for this, obviously, the George Floyd case against, Derek Chauvin, the police officer who knelt on his neck for 9 whole minutes. During the trial, Dr. Martin Tobin, a physician in pulmonary and critical care medicine, explained to jurors on Thursday that the anatomy of what happened to George Floyd's breathing as a result of the pressure from former police officer Derek Chauvin's knee. He said the bullet points here were he ruled out the argument that fentanyl played a part in his death. He said on Wednesday, a use of force expert. On Wednesday, a use of force expert from the LAPD said that Chauvin used deadly force when he held the knee to his neck for more than 9 minutes. The officer who trained Chauvin said that his neck restraint on Floyd was not protocol. There was another use of force consultant from the LAPD who said that her opinion was that the force was excessive. You
Mhm.
think? And then I think so. People don't know this too, is that Chauvin's actually charged with 2nd degree, 3rd degree murder, and 2nd degree manslaughter. So there's a whole host of things they could get him on. I don't think
3rd
the
degree is a
trial
bullshit charge. but
visibility is gonna. Yeah, I don't think the trial with the visibility it's getting and the way that it's currently unfolding, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine him getting off.
Yeah, no, I mean, so here's the thing, not off, not saying off, but historically, the way these things,
for sure. But I think that was the point of the BLM protest with
right.
It's like, yeah, this is a fucking problem. You can't keep doing this. There will be consequences.
Yeah. And there's no accountability. Yeah, exactly.
No, and I'm not saying too either. The point wasn't to go and break shit and whatnot, but it was people will not tolerate it either. The voices will be heard.
I'd love to know. I'd love to know for anybody, anybody on the opposite end of that picket line. How many times would you let me punch you in the face? How many times would you let me with my fucking rings on punch you in the face? Just don't do shit. Stand there and let me punch. How many do you think you'd get to before either I fucking kill you or you punch me back? This is just punching me is wrong too. Right?
One.
Just let me because I'm gonna cut your shit up.
Not
you're gonna feel that.
Yeah, you're not. These people aren't deities.
Yeah.
Anywho, so that's that. While we're catching up on the news.
That was good. That was good.
Anyway, what else? Biden's been making fucking moves. See the $2 trillion infrastructure plan.
Yeah.
And the tax plan proposed and Made in America. Some good shit moving there. So we have what's that?
The border situation though.
The border situation is a little janky, dude.
It's a
little janky, and I get it. It's one of those. This is the thing, and I hope Biden kind of sticks to one thing he's been good at, and Bernie's always been the same way. Is it's just this is what it is now. Let's deal with the facts of the matter, not the politics of the matter. You know what I
Right.
mean? And the facts of the matter are the increased traffic at the border has created a situation that needs to
Yeah.
be addressed. And they're
Yeah.
talking, there's conversation about him like, so spending more money on the wall, right? So and this is I get, like, I was vehemently against it to begin with
Yeah.
because the concept in and of itself was, first off, it's like not really executable, the main thing, right?
Right.
The full border wall that reaches
Right.
from coast to coast kind of thing. That's not going to happen.
Right.
But there are about 500 miles or 380 or some shit like that existing, 400 something, I don't know, somewhere between 300 and 400 miles of existing border wall, and then they added like an extra 100 or some shit, I think. That's all right, fine. Like, you put it in high traffic areas, certain places, around checkpoints, what the fuck ever. Like, a lot of this stuff existed already. And what I think the conversation now is, there were contracts already in place, things were already moving, money was already spent. So it's like, all right, you got to finalize this. You might legally have to, because you might be obliged to continue the contracts that had already been put in place by the government. For some parts, and then the other rest of it's just fixing, repairing, and plugging holes in existing infrastructure. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I have no fucking problem with that, but the optics don't look good because Biden specifically said like he wouldn't spend another $1 towards another foot of wall or something.
Yeah.
So like,
But I mean, he's not. It's a different goal line.
And the other thing too is how it was presented, right? It wasn't like they're all coming here to like rape and murder you with drugs and shit. That's not at all the situation.
I mean, and the other thing is, if
like terrified children and mothers and stuff.
If there were a better structure set up in the interim before Biden came in, this problem wouldn't be as egregious as it is right now, because you would have systems in place that would be doing a better job with what needs to be done to help transition these people into where they need to be, as opposed to just fuck them, they're a problem.
Absolutely.
Which was, you know what I mean? And that rush, everybody knows what the fuck the reasoning behind that rush is. You had a president that fucking hated this shit for the longest time, and that motherfucker's gone now.
Yeah. And
fucking rocket science.
And it's not like South America and Mexico and all. No, the rest of the world was still hit by this pandemic too. There were already economic disparities there, and so many issues that needed to be addressed long before this shit happened.
Yeah,
so, people are worse off in many cases. And another conversation I had with somebody just the other day was like, I don't think a lot of Americans understand or realize how much of the issues we personally caused with our intervention in countries south of us.
A lot of
countries all over the fucking world, really, but like especially like the war on drugs.
A lot of the gangs exist because we deported those gangs back from here. Yeah. So MS-13 is only a thing because it started here, and then we deported those top-ranking gang members back to that, but where that gang didn't exist before. Then we sent them back, and now that's a gang, and now that gang is like deadly as shit.
Yeah. We create a lot of our own monsters. Our failures have made monsters. You get it? You get it, Dane?
I saw what you did there.
What I did there?
I heard it, and I liked it.
So anyway, that's a whole other conversation. On to let's talk about some good news. Back on the COVID thing, I just saw something that New Zealand is basically COVID free.
Haven't they been for a little while though?
They have, but then it came back a bit, and there was some little bits in here and there. But yeah, I mean, I just saw another headline. But real estate costs almost as much as it does here in New Zealand.
Shut the fuck.
But the cost of living there is the cost of living there is not comparable to the income.
I get it.
That was pretty.
I mean, I like their accent. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I know tattoos and fucking their accent. That's about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so I'm just running through some good news here. What else? Do you watch James Corden? The Late Late Show with James Corden?
No.
Oh, dude,
I don't think so.
He's fucking.
Which one is he?
Funny. The British dude.
No, I don't. I've seen him a few times.
Karaoke and shit.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times. I never watched the show though. He's funny. I don't dislike it. I just never caught it.
No, dude, I'm completely. I didn't start watching him until this, because like the carpool karaoke and all that stuff. Like, it was funny, but it was a little too cutesy for me.
Yeah.
But he does when they do the opening monologue, it's like news and shit. They got into it. It was, but they got into it because of like, everything became news centric over the past year and change with the politics of the country and economy.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Anyway, so he had Neil deGrasse Tyson on.
Who I don't love right now.
Why? What did he do?
he's been ever since. That's a topic for a different show. He's made some missteps and he handled them poorly, and I think that he has struggled to kind of get that place back in my mind and heart of like where he was when he first became like started to gain popularity. Yeah.
I don't know what specifically you're talking. So we'll have to get into it at some point. But
yeah,
he was on there. I guess he just wrote a new article on I want to say it was in the Washington Post about how
I skimmed it.
Science needs better marketing. But I thought that was just a pretty funny point to make. He has a really good way of making complex issues into sound bites and to like simplifying them for people and shit. Like he's pretty good at that. And he was talking about how people are disappointing him. He's super disappointed by the way that people have acted the last year. Because
he's always said that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just
That's
been
his whole shtick.
this whole pandemic, right? He kind of like he said it was like a good test run for if we ever got like invaded by aliens, where we all have this common, we're all one species moment, and now we have to focus on this thing and stop worrying about borders and culture wars and all this bullshit. And just be like, all right, so we have this virus and it affects all of us equally. Sort of, although that's not completely accurate either. But you know what I mean? Like as human beings, we have to be worried about it. Yeah. But like, so anyway, he goes, you got these people going out like saying, like denying the science and scientists and experts in their science, illiterate and whatnot. And they're making all of these claims and sharing all this information and denouncing all of these things from their smartphone.
Yeah.
This device that is the culmination of so many different sciences and different fields and various experts and shit bouncing information off of satellites in space.
Yeah.
Like all these different things. And you're sitting there trying to fucking tell me that you're going to not listen to science when you using science.
Yeah.
But just because they don't understand it. People don't fucking understand it. And I was like, that's amazing.
People, what is it?
Point.
What is it? People fear what they don't understand and they hate what they fear.
Yes.
That's the way that goes.
It's the truth.
Hey, look, that was me being deep for a second. Melancholy.
Yeah, that was the deepest moment we've had on this episode. That was it.
yeah, about that. Anyway,
so
wait, real quick, because I kind of skimmed your message, but I was dealing with some stuff. So you don't like Invincible? You don't like it? Or you do like it?
I only watched one episode, the first episode. I watched maybe the first two episodes or the second half. Like one or two episodes so far.
Okay.
And the end of the first one literally made me uncomfortable.
What happened?
I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
I was just thinking out loud.
If you've seen the show, the end of the first episode, the show takes a dramatic turn. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but the show it makes a quite a big pivot tonally, and
it's dark, right?
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it was. And I'm curious. Don't get me wrong, I'm curious though why it happened. It's the only thing that makes me want to keep watching.
Okay, if the end of the first show made you uncomfortable, then the next few are definitely going to as well. It gets darker. It gets way dark. It gets way darker.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if
And I love.
I don't know if I'm equipped for it.
There are character voices that are classic in there. I don't want to spoil much, but there's a principal.
First voice is John Hamm, right?
First
character.
Yeah, there's a principal fucking character, a character that plays principal, and his name is Principal Winslow. And can you imagine who his voice is?
Is it Carl Winslow?
Yeah, it's fucking Carl Winslow.
That's
like,
awesome.
Why would you have that? What is the point? But it's such
so
a great
on the nose. But
I don't mean to like give that away. I'm not giving anything away by saying that, but it's just a cool little nod. Yeah. And there's a lot of little subtle things that like it's. I like how they.
I like it. I just
I'd say give it another episode.
I'm gonna give it a shot. When I recover, and then I'll do. I gotta recharge. I also watched that like when I was already like super stressed and shit. And I just wanted to chill.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
that's a lot to chill to. Yeah, you don't.
Some shows that
it's
are
intense.
Like
it's intense. Yeah, it's intense.
Some shows you just need like it's like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
to me. Like I need a break from watching that show after like an
Yeah, you
episode.
know,
or two. So I'm like, all right, this
I
is too
get you.
much. Yeah, like
I
it puts
get
me in
you.
an actual not good
I'm
mood.
like that with Ozarks.
I get
Ozark?
that. It's not Ozark.
It's
Ozark?
just a lot. Yeah, it's
Is it
Ozarks.
plural?
Ozark.
The Ozarks? It's the Ozark.
Ozark is the shit. I just saw that. Hey Mariah. Ozark.
I'm
is the
Mariah. She's been in here. And, Anita wants to know real quick: do we watch Paradise City?
What's
I've seen parts of the first episode, but I haven't had a chance to fully watch it. But shout out to our friends at Sumerian, Jacobo, and all them. That's
Oh
another
shit!
great
Hey,
show.
shout out to Sumerian. Wait, what? It's a show? Wait, what?
Yeah,
am I
so it's a spin-off of American Satan, a TV show.
Oh, it's a show.
And it's
Wait,
on
is it
Amazon
Ashley
Prime.
in it? Oh, the homegirl Ashley is in it. Huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, I thought you said Ash, but yeah, Ash is also
Yeah,
obviously
Ash is
the
it.
producer
Yeah,
on
shout
it.
out Ash. But Ashley Vamprophilia, she's in it. She's in that.
I didn't know
she's in
that.
the show. Yeah, she's got I think she's got a couple. Her and
Is Ace in it?
I don't think Aces is in it. She does like a, I don't know if it's like an like side character, extra character, whatever. Watch it, but look for Vamprophilia because she was supposed to be. I didn't know it was a show. I thought it was a movie that they like a sequel.
So American Satan was, and then this is the
right.
spin-off
Yeah, I went to
from
the premiere of that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. The
Yeah,
fact
check
that
out
yo, really, shout out Ash for really just pushing that bitch to the finish line because the fact that they're making a show off of that.
And they're doing a reality show too. Did you see that? No Cover.
Really?
With it's
Dude, he'll never he doesn't stop.
no,
Shout out him.
they're really pushing into like the like film TV space.
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, they, it's you gotta expand. You have to.
Dude, you gotta. I'm actually really curious to see how No Cover turns out too. I want to know the format and like what it's gonna feel like because it's like American Idol for bands but with original music, I believe.
I feel like it's gonna feel a lot like Headbang for the Highway. They were already doing that, and they're probably just like
Is it a competition show?
So Headbang for the Highway was like a battle of the bands that they would do. So it was like but it was like huge and it got really big. I had a couple friends that worked on it or whatever, but I'm pretty sure what they'll do is they'll just like kind of push that into it and it'll be like that kind of a structure.
Yeah.
Like but they'll just be filming it and
I'm curious because you see the judges and shit. They got I don't think Alice Cooper is one of them.
Oh, okay. That
and
makes
then
sense.
the dude from Animals as Leaders, what's Tosin, and then Gavin Rossdale from Bush, Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. Like they got some fucking
all right. Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I feel like I'm forgetting somebody though.
Shout out Dance Gavin Dance. I don't know why. I
Bishop
love them.
Briggs. So yeah, no, fucking solid little squad there. I'm curious to see how it turns out, man. And shit. Maybe we're gonna start a band and jump in season 2.
Start a band.
Speaking of TV shows, you didn't like WandaVision, Dane?
Fuck WandaVision. Fuck that stupid fucking show. It's fucking dumb.
What?
Don't watch that fucking show.
Man.
Sorry. I'm passionate about it because it was a whole road to nowhere. I was like, this is fuck these characters because I didn't care about him as soon as Jewel got snatched out of his forehead. To be honest with you, I'm sorry. I didn't care about where she was from. I already fucking knew enough about her.
Don't ruin the show if people haven't seen it yet.
I didn't. I'm not ruining anything.
I know you're talking about shit that happened in
yeah, that's
Avengers.
way before.
Yeah.
But I just look, they were side characters to me. It'd be like, oh, here's a Hawkeye fucking series. What the fuck for? Like
there is going to be a Hawkeye series.
Of course, there's going to be a Hawkeye
but
series.
I think it's mainly about another character introducing through there.
Yeah,
have you been watching Falcon and Winter Soldier or no?
I haven't watched that yet. I watched the first episode and I was not that impressed. Because one, why the fuck's Falcon going to give his shield up? No, he wouldn't. Why? Why can't he be Captain America? Are you really telling me he didn't want to be Captain America? Fuck you. What? Why?
Because he's Falcon?
Fuck that. No.
I mean,
Captain America gave you his fucking shield. Oh, sorry, and I'm giving away literally it's like the first 3 minutes of the fucking
it's the beginning.
show. So whatever, watch one episode. Yeah, don't worry
in the trailer.
Yeah. I'm like, fucking what? Why is that have to be? It better change. I'm gonna keep watching that show just to see if it goes anywhere.
I'm
not
I think that's half the point is trying to get because they obviously make you not like certain characters that they introduce along the way, and then they bring in some other people to movies anyway. Watch it. We'll talk about another point. Last thing, speaking on this same thing, you see Joe Manganiello is trying to push for a Deathstroke show spinoff in the Snyderverse on HBO Max.
I did see that, and it should happen. It should
I
happen.
should absolutely happen.
And-
You see a fucking
and
picture of him.
if we're all about it, I will say the fucking Snyder cut.
I didn't see it.
Mwah,
I didn't see it. I
There's
even read an entire article about the fucking writer, but I still haven't
Look,
seen the
it's
actual-
not perfect, but it was never a perfect film. It was
No.
they didn't take the time, and it is what it is. But what they were able to kind of accomplish with what they had, what
He
Snyder was able,
reshot a lot.
what he was able to actually make it, he made it into some semblance of what it should have at least was
So do
supposed
you-
to sort of be.
After having seen it, do you think they're going to bring back Ray Fisher? Because remember that whole thing happened with the studio head there at
Yeah.
Warner.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think? Because I heard he's like the heart of the movie.
I don't know. That's a tough call. I can't really say. Hope, but I don't know.
Is it dangle on a string, like slow spinning redemption? Hope
dangles on a string like
like
slow
slow
spinning
spinning
redemption. Aw, what's that from?
Vindicated.
I am selfish. I am right. I swear I'm right. Swear I knew it all along, and I am flawed. Sorry,
So good. Did you
I
see? I
love
did
that song.
when I did
I just
the vaccine when I posted. I
I
posted.
did see it. I didn't get the reference until you said it
Yeah.
either. That was really random. Oh, see, but it's you when you're reading it, you're not reading.
I
it
know.
like that.
That's why I
That's
even
the
put a
thing.
pic. The next story post was the album cover because I was like, people aren't going to get this. But
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
It was good. Once you said it, I was like, oh, I get it.
I had to, man. What else? I'm fuck, dude. I think that's it. There's other shit. I've
feel
been I've been trading crypto. So if anyone's still into that, shit, man,
Creighton
Trade-
crypto.
I've been trading crypto.
I got one more thing because I feel like this is where it should come full circle.
What you got, Dane?
One, whatever it is that you pursue, if you have a reason to pursue it that's deeper than money or that's deeper than notoriety or fucking fame, go after that shit. Whoever you want to
Preach.
be, whoever you want to be in this life, be that fucking person. And I say that because recently, and not even just everything that's happened today, but just recently, I've been getting a lot of just criticism of, oh, you paint your nails, you're this. Oh, you talk like that, you're this. Oh, I wouldn't. Fuck that. As long as you're not hurting anybody, be whatever it is, because it's fucking short. It's the blink of a fucking eye. It is gone, and you don't know what kind of impact you're having on people. Not always. Sometimes they get like that courage up and they come and they'll like I know you can attest to this. You'll be at shows and somebody comes up to you, excuse me, but I heard this song or just seeing you do this and I do this because I saw. That's more important than anything else. That is the reason for it. Just
There's been way too many times that I had no idea.
that you were being watched, even.
No, like that I was doing something right.
Right. Yeah.
Or I mean, other than like I felt like at least on this, like on a human level, like I could go, all right, yeah, like we're selling tickets and CDs and shirts and what the fuck ever, or like I'm getting views on this thing or whatever. But like I wanted that because, and it's funny, someone I've had a strong admiration and respect for since I was pretty young. I could largely attribute my entry into music, especially at the local level, and just even the attempt at doing what I did to two people. I don't even know if either of them know it. It's probably a conversation I should have one of these days, but
probably.
yeah. I don't really, one of them I don't talk to that often, someone I went to school with, and then another one who was in a band, that was pretty big locally at the time. And he said something, he was talking to, some mutual friends, other guys I've been in bands with, and, said something to the effect more or less that like, because I've obviously bounced around from project to project and all types of different things, from movies to rock and roll to hip hop to pop music, like whatever. I just keep trying to do these different things. And from a lot of people's perspective, and even his, it was like, I'm trying to be famous.
Right.
And to me, and it was, I was kind of like, I see, the thing is like, he didn't say it negatively. He's like, you got to respect that he he's just always done what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And that,
yeah.
and I was like, because a lot of people criticized me for that for a long time, and it kind of bothered me because to me,
Yeah.
I was never really trying to do that. I took some, it wasn't for the sake of like being famous. It was for the sake of having a platform to
Yeah.
affect change.
Right.
That's
right,
what I've
right.
always wanted. Like, and I
Yeah.
know money and notoriety and all these things, they come with, these equate to the power to do that on a grander scale. That's why a
Right.
lot of my old music was always trying to be pretty positive, like, you know, don't break me down
Same.
and stuff like that. Like, you can do
Same.
this, push through, tell
Yeah.
everyone to fuck off, be yourself, don't
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
you know, bad relationships fuck you up and like stuff like that's always
Oof.
been, yeah. And like, you know, West Coast Dreamer was one of our biggest fucking songs when I was in Scarlet. Like, it was always go, push forward, don't let other people tell you what you can, what you can't do.
Yeah.
And it was, and I feel like to me, I always felt like the perception of me was like this clout chasing shit. And that kind
Yeah.
of took me a bit until
Yeah.
like even over the years, as I kind of stepped away from doing this stuff, talking to more people, especially through doing this show, people who are like old fans like Rolo and whatnot, a lot of people who
Hey, Rolo, what's up, man?
shout out to people who've been here for way longer than
from
this
the
show
gate.
existed.
Yeah.
But yeah, saying stuff like, you know, like people like that who have been around, and it's not just because like I'm not famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck am I? Like, I've done some cool shit.
I'm
I've
local.
had a pretty dope life. Like, I'm
What did Queen Latifah say in Juice? She's like, yeah, local.
local, so fucking local. Even though I keep moving and shit, but
Yeah.
but yeah, you know, it's like one of those things. But you start to talk to people like maybe years after you get away from it, and you step
Yeah.
away from the thing, and they tell you these things like how you affected them then, and you just had
Yeah.
no fucking idea. And
Yeah.
I had this whole conversation. I have a point, I promise, but I had this whole conversation with Tommy, the one who's, you know, one of my best friends, who was the guitar player in Scarlet. And we were kind of talking about this and the details of it and everything I just said, blah, blah, blah. And I said, it all really boils down to one thing.
No.
And all of it. It's like, it's the main thing, I think, to what allows you to affect that type of change. You know, the platform and all that stuff just helps to amplify the message, but at the core of it, all of it, just like authenticity, like just be as authentic, be the most regular, just be you, and don't worry about what the fuck anyone else.
The version of you that you can be.
Yeah, just be authentic.
Yeah.
Be authentic and try to and be good to everybody around you, and try, if you can, even when you're balls deep in it, to step back and keep perspective and try to pay attention to the people around you.
I'm not gonna bite on that. I see what you did there. I will say, yeah, and my version of that is I like to say master your perception a lot. And that's
perception is my favorite word.
Yeah, it's all kind of, you know, like pushes like through the same current. Like it is.
Yep. I cut to the core of you, Baxter.
Sorry, no, I just been thinking because like, you know, you don't want to miss the chance. Like you don't want to miss the chance, and
no.
And you don't get what was it? I put up some a quote that, because you know, recently it was the 23rd year anniversary of Brandon Lee passing away too. It's been
talking about that, yeah,
crazy. But there was a quote that he said, and I don't want to butcher it, but I also we're wrapping up. So, but it was basically you only get a certain amount of time to do all the things you want to do, and you don't get to do that much, and you don't get to do them that often. So you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in what they're gonna think of me, and don't get caught up in the fucking, you know, is this gonna matter? Just fucking do it because it's in you to do
want
it.
to.
Fuck yeah.
Go and enjoy your life,
and maybe you encourage someone to fucking, you know,
always encourage other people around you. If somebody encouraged you to do what you're doing, pass that shit forward.
Yep.
That's it. It's just that simple, because the way that maybe us saying something to somebody once or writing a song once is the same thing somebody did for us at some point, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
I do highly, and after having this conversation with you, I think I need to have this conversation with the people that pushed me into it.
Fuck yeah. Make it weird, man.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna walk up and touch
out
one of their balls.
Yeah, I wanted to look you in the eyes in public and scream "I love you" to your face.
Straight up. It's just people don't realize that even just a little bit of encouragement with the right timing
Goes a long fucking
changes it. It can change everything.
I had sometimes it really is just like, okay, so one of my engineers like never gives out compliments. And this is a quick story. Basically, I sent him something.
Public engineers are rough,
bro. Like
Really rough.
Santino fucking included, by the way. But so when he likes, I sent him this shit. Nobody heard it before. Nobody's heard it yet. It's coming. But he's like, yo, he's like, this is a really good fucking song. I was like, what? He's like, no, seriously, like the direction, blah, blah. I'm sure he didn't know. I'm sure he didn't, he was just saying that because he'd been sat for fucking days mixing it. You know what I mean? And like, he's like, oh, I didn't annoy the shit out of me. But what it did to me in that moment, because I was like in a lower position emotionally, I was like, man, I fucking needed that. Like, god damn. And it's so minor, so teeny tiny, but I was like, fuck, all right, let's go. I'm ready now.
Those little things. I was waiting for you to start barking.
Oh, I don't want to. Should I? No.
You we'll end it like that. But to the same point, on the flip side of that as well, don't be an asshole, because you might just be trying to knock someone down a peg because you're feeling a certain way, and that might have just as much of an impact as the positive thing, things you can say to somebody. So, just be authentic, be real, be good to people, and go and chase the shit out of everything that you want, because
hey, and if it's
not a given.
If it's pussy, hey, go get you some fucking pussy.
Go get it.
If it's dick, go get you some fucking dick.
That's what I'm saying. And if you're if you want to go lick a roller coaster, go lick a roller coaster. If that's what you're into, you do you. You interesting individuals. Whatever. Fuck it, man. Be yourself. To two, this is gonna sound so bad. To the two best D's of this episode. Hey,
I like that.
Right?
I'd say I pay it. Yeah, I'm with that.
Salud. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Failure Made Monsters. We will be back next Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how time zones work. Thank you for tuning in to Failure Made Motherfucking Monsters. Rest in peace, Dark Man X.
We love you.